Hey everyone, hope you guys are enjoying Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak in whichever platform you're choosing to play it on. And today I wanted to go over something a little bit both quirky and weird at the same time, and this is probably, realistically speaking, one of the weirdest collaborations that we have seen yet, specifically for Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. And that is because today we're going to be talking about the latest The Royal Park Hotel Iconic Tokyo Shiodome and Osaka Kirahama development group collaboration with Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak, where essentially Capcom and this development group is getting together to make Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak themed hotel rooms. Yes, you heard it indeed, and you should be seeing the images on the screen right now, where they're essentially going to start putting together these different hotel type packages where you're going to be able to book a room and they're going to decorate it exactly as they would for a Monster Hunter hunt, I guess, of a specific monster type, or just you hanging out back in Komura Village and be able to have themed like objects all across the room. Now, once again, this is just seems to be a Japanese only exclusive collaboration as of right now, but I'm sure if it becomes popular or interesting enough, they could probably get it to work somewhere else if they desire to do so. But once again, as of right now, it just seems to be a Japanese only thing. So first and foremost, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for the official Monster Hunter blog update, where they essentially shared this collaboration of accommodations between Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, and the Royal Park Hotel Iconic Tokyo Shiodome and Osaka Kirahama. There's two different hotels in two separate locations doing this collaboration from the Mitsubishi Estate Royal Park Group and Hotels and Resorts. So this is a limited time event, of course. It was originally set to release and basically become available to people as like a reservation type event back in June. It essentially ended up getting delayed a little bit until now in July, and it's going to be running all the way to September 15th. So not only do you have a little bit of time, I guess, especially if you're in Japan or in these locations, you'll be able to take advantage of that, but at the same time they're also making it run for quite a while. You know that these type of timed collaborations usually are very spotty, some available in one place but maybe not necessarily another, but this time around they are confirming that you are at least going to have 2 full months to be able to take advantage of. Specifically in all the Japanese wording that they have, and I've done some very light translating, they specifically mentioned that the hotel rooms will have a different type of versions, which we'll get to in a second. They mentioned above that they are going to have like different photo spots, AR markers, that where you're eventually going to be able to like stand with an AR marker on your camera and have like monsters overlaid on your like pictures or whatever if you want to do that. The hotel will not necessarily be themed after Monster Hunter, but certain rooms will be, and that's how you can essentially book your time there. At the same time, they're also doing but they are mentioning that they're doing other smartphone collaborations, like so different AR things will be placed around the hotel, presumably things like the pool, the gym, or whatever, where certain monsters will be AR available if you decide to take pictures in those locations. They do specifically mention that there's just 2 specific hotels that are going to be doing this, but they do talk about that plenty of other hotels are expected to follow up suit if it actually does end up happening and expanding. So one of them will be specifically themed regarding a hunt for Malzeno. This is the Royal Park Hotel Iconic Tokyo Shiodome. So they talk about the unexplored tower. Of course, they're talking about referencing the Citadel, where the room is going to be themed regarding one specific area in the Citadel in the Highlands is what they actually call it. Room with plenty of imagery and mysterious atmosphere of an old castle in the Citadel, as well as the deep forest room. So there will be another room which is not necessarily pictured there that creates a transition between day and night in the upper part of the map. So one room will be themed like the Citadel's night area where you essentially hunt Malzeno. The other room, which is once again not pictured, will be showcasing more of the foresty jungle area, what they're referencing here, a deep forest, where Garangolm usually is housed. It would have been interesting if they actually decided to showcase that as well. There will be an AR stamp rally as well, according to this, and an original cocktail, which I should be able to overlay those images there. I did see those on the website as well, so that's pretty funny. The second one is the Royal Park Canvas Osaka and Kitahama. So this one is located in Osaka. Is a different, of course, it's a different part of Japan, and this one is the Palamute Square and Meeting Hall Room. So this one is more of a Komura Village themed location where you have your buddies being trained and powering up. Remember, you have the big Tetranodon, mechanic Tetranodon in this specific room in this specific area, and another one is called the Taisha Ruins, so essentially the training room. The other room will be called essentially the training room area where you are practicing your silk bind attacks or whatever it is. So the other room in Osaka is pretty much themed by Komura Village, where the one in Tokyo is more Malzeno and the Citadel itself. So at the very least, they are doing two different type of versions, although not necessarily in the same hotel. At the same time, the one specifically for the Komura Village one, once again, AR markers all over. They don't necessarily mention if there will be the same type of monsters scattered about, maybe palicos and palamutes, maybe some of the villagers will be available there. They don't necessarily mention that or show any of that, which is a little bit of a bummer. Now, what I did find really interesting, of course, in typical fashion, you would expect breakfast included, booking certain hours and all of that. One of the things that they do specifically talk about here is pricing, which I believe is the one in Tokyo with Malzeno themed is 51,000 yen per day, which translates to, if it's 44,500 the cheapest, or 51,600, it translates to about I believe it's $300 or $360 roughly. That's the threshold that you should be expecting there, which for a hotel, especially a themed type event, a limited event, you can kind of understand it, you can see it, but of course in certain places here in America, $300 for a hotel might seem a little steep, but to others, depending on the area, especially the type of hotel and how many stars they have, probably it makes a lot of sense. I would argue that if it's a themed hotel like this and they're trying to do a whole event situation, then it kind of makes sense. The one in Osaka with looks like Komura Village and all those things, that one is 32,000 yen to a threshold of 36,000 yen. So we're talking about maybe 226 dollars or so to about 254. So it's definitely a little bit cheaper to stay in Komura Village than to go out on a hunt with Malzeno at the Citadel. But I certainly wanted to talk about this because I just found it so bizarrely weird and also just crazy funny at the same time that they continue to do these collaborations. Presumably the game is dead at this point, no more DLC is coming yet. Capcom continues to do collaborations for the game and keeping the fan base excited in one way or another, especially if you're trying to book a hotel. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.